If he has chosen a different path, I will do as I must. And I must not fail.
I knew the Protectorate festered with lies, but I had no idea the Earth Directorate was complicit. Niles, did you know?
Slow up, Zeb. What are you talking about?
It says your agency struck an agreement with the Matriarch over a century ago. In exchange for skip drives, Arcadia was allowed to completely govern itself with absolutely no outside interference, including from the Earth Directorate.
I'll admit, this looks bad, but there's gotta be some explanation.
If this information is true, then the Earth Directorate permitted the Matriarch to create a colony filled with her vassals, enslaved to her will. Everything Arcadia is, all of the suffering that's taken place here, it all could have been avoided. Things could have been different. There's more. The skip drive schematics are here. How the explosive safeguards against tampering work, its evolution over time. But no original concepts, no sketches. Nothing. Our dear Matriarch is a fraud, a cheat. She did not invent the skip drive. There are messages here between her and the First Sovereign that all but confirm it.
Rather a convenient revelation for an enemy of all the Protectorate stands for. Pardon me if I choose to remove myself from this mad conversation.
I thought I might find some technological innovation that could be handed to the Protectorate's enemies. But this is almost better. By releasing this information, we can thoroughly crush the image the Protectorate has been built upon. The Sovereign will be revealed as the unclothed emperor he is, and demolish Arcadia's myth of superiority. If we administer truth to the people, their strength will return. Erstwhile, giving the skip drive designs to the Protectorate's enemies will even the fight. Their technological prowess will be made into nothing. Everything will come apart.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Not to mention how this agreement with the Protectorate will completely destroy the Earth Directorate's reputation.
I was not aware of such a connection between rifts and the skip drives. But I have confidence the Order will figure out a solution. Science is their theater, after all. As for the Earth Directorate, don't you see? This frees them from any obligation to the Protectorate. They'll be able to manufacture skip drives themselves. The deal will be voided. Once the problem of the rift is solved and ships can enter the system, why not? From what Niles told me, the Earth Directorate would be in opposition to Protectorate tyranny. I'll admit, the Earth Directorate has much to answer for. But if they would help, I would welcome it.
It's worth holding the Earth Directorate's feet to the fire for this deal, but I don't think the entire organization should be judged by its worst decision. It's done a lot of good, too. Plus, making the skip drive tech available, that's like throwing a lit match into a fuel converter. Can't think of a worse idea right now.
Do you think the Protectorate stand around debating the potential for injury? No, they act, and so must we. Damn the consequences. And should I refuse to leave empty-handed, what then? Short of shooting me? No.
I know you're aiming to do the most good for the most amount of people, Zeb, but sowing chaos ain't the way.
Do you know how many of my friends died so we could reach this point? Audra sacrificed herself. And you would have me what? Give up now on the cusp of victory? Lay bare my throat for the Protectorate machine to cut?
You remember what we argued about? The day before I left?
I've replayed it in my mind many times.
A lot's changed. But that hasn't. Life in Arcadia could be just like we dreamed it. But there's no future if you go through with this. Not for anyone.
Out of respect for my friend, I will forestall the release of this information and seek another avenue to help liberate the people of Arcadia. I'll remain here for a while longer to cover our tracks. The Protectorate will discover the break-in, but hopefully never learn more specifics of what we did and found.
Guess this is goodbye.
Only for now. If we both come out of this war intact, I'll find you. If you wish to be found, of course.
I want to talk it over with the commander, but yeah, maybe we can work something out.
I have visited this place to pay my respects before, but never in quite this manner. Let us leave everything just as we found it.
We should keep moving, Commander.
By my grandmother, I cannot abide the time this research into the rifts is taking. It has been years, and yet I am still absent my wife and daughter. I am still half whole. The researchers swear
There they
it's
are!
possible to bring them back
These are the
from
ruffians
void.
who threaten me!
To battle!
See that they join and suffer none of
Our commander hangs from a cliff!
Give up this obsession and focus on the war effort.
Under the authority of the thought! I shall not stay your execution. Who's that? Spy, move! Troublemaker approaching! Hey! Got a distraction for you! Come in! I have visited this place to pay my respects before. Never in quite this manner. Let us leave everything just as we found it.
Don't even know where to start with everything that happened in there. At least we were able to talk Zeb out of his plan to release everything we uncovered. I'm all for sowing chaos in the Protectorate, but that kind of information is liable to do more harm than good in the wrong hands. I expect backroom dealing from unregulated corporations, not from the only agency keeping them in check. The Earth Directorate should be better than that. You're telling me you wouldn't have done things differently, or at least tried to. Permission to speak candid, Commander. Yeah, suppose we've moved well past formalities. Strange as it sounds, this whole experience with Zeb has helped me finally understand the position Augustine was in. Back at Horizon Point, ain't easy having to decide between your allies and protecting untold innocence. It's the damnedest thing. In spite of everything, I find myself relieved we spared her. Augustine still owes a debt to us, and the rest of the galaxy. Maybe she pays it all someday, and maybe she doesn't. Either way, you were right to give her the chance. Provided the rift don't dismantle us all before then. Yeah, suppose we will. Reckon time will decide the heroes from villains in this tale, but it's gonna be hard to forgive the Earth Directorate for arranging the stage like this in the first place. I'm not saying that. Well, I don't know. Maybe I ought to call it quits. Sometimes it feels like I don't know what I should be doing. I'm just cutting wires and hoping for the best. All right. I take your meaning, Commander. Guess I could stand to chin up a bit. Foolish as it might be, I'm still convinced the galaxy is better with the Earth Directorate in it, flawed as it is. Maybe I can make it better. Won't know until I try. All said, I appreciate you giving me the space to work through this. Sort of feels like the future's opening back up after a long time closed. Figured that for a given. Let's get back to it before I say more and embarrass myself outright.
Got some bad company.
This parent paradigm we serve supplies what we deserve.
I've eyes on a miscreant.
It is the duty of every protectorate subject to ensure they are operating with
Hostile spot!
efficiency at all times.
Back to it.
That elevator over there goes to the Supreme Arbiter's old office. I hope the technicians have kept it in working order.
Reporting is so neighborly.
I believe what we need is on that terminal. I'll see if I can find my way in. Did you hear that? I think something may have unlocked. I think this may unlock the terminal, but the toggle mechanism appears compromised. I shall hold it. You attempt to gain access to the machine. I sense we close in on something central to my investigation. We simply must live to see it through. You must finish reading through that terminal. The elevator's been summoned from below.
Consul Thoreau, I'm sure you're surprised to be receiving this message, and thus I can assume you already know my intent. Even considering aligning myself against the Sovereign is like sticking my hand in boiling oil. Yet my dead charges spur me forward. 10 scores of Arcadia's finest, at least 10 scores, died in defense of Golden Ridge. And does the region lie in our control? No. We fled like sprats, all at Varric's behest. I shall lower myself to work with you, Consul. I will help you uphold your plan to... Hold... What in blazes? How long have you been standing there? What did you hear?
I cannot believe what I heard. I cannot. My mentor isn't a turncoat. She must have intended something else. My mentor hated the consul and was deeply devoted to the sovereign. She'd never speak thus, unless she was trying to lure the consul into a trap.
There's a simpler explanation here, Tristan. You're just refusing to see it.
What I'm proposing is eminently plausible. It may be beyond you to see her machinations, but it's obvious to me that this was merely an intricate play. It's all that makes sense. It's not obvious to me. You didn't know her. Wait, do you hear that?
Arbiter Rao, I finally got you. Submit quietly to the Protectorate's justice for your manifold transgressions.
Are you insane? Who are you? And on whose authority do you claim to judge me?
My name is Junior Arbiter Mayhall, and I operate on Arbiter Mandate, as you did once. Now, no questions. This is already going to be difficult enough.
This is not the time for your deranged jests.
Well, that's ridiculous. My interest in Arbiter Rao is purely professional.
Enough. This has been an unpleasant day, and my patience is gone. Your accusations are baseless, and accosting a higher-ranked arbiter is grounds for arbitration.
They're far from baseless. You stand accused of abandoning your post, of infiltrating Protectorate facilities with opaque aims, and of hampering the Protectorate war effort. There's no discussion to be had with criminals. I needed to see firsthand that Arbiter Rao had abandoned his station. He has, and must meet my judgment.
These accusations of yours are slander. If you believe false bravado shall save you from my wrath, you're sorely mistaken. At Oculus, and again at the Vox, you showed me that the law may be interpreted. Clemency can be granted where before it would be unthinkable. Here my sense of duty clamors to be answered. But as much as it surprises me to admit it, I think you're correct. To this recruit, I've diverged from the path of righteousness. Slaying her for sincerely trying to do what is right would be a farce of justice. There has been very little humor to much of anything since we entered this office.
What is this insanity? I would never imagine an Arbiter balking from their chosen course. I had hoped Arbiter Rao would come to his senses, but obviously to no avail. I may not wish to judge him. I may not understand what has come over him. It is of no consequence. His crimes against the Protectorate are all that matters.
The ex-Protectorate subject there had been mentally refreshed. Killing him would have accomplished nothing, despite his crimes, as he was merely a pawn to someone else.
That's even worse than I thought. You chose not to do your duty, and expect telling me so would soften my decision to judge you?
The Supreme Arbiter taught me to follow my own sense of justice, and I have. Use your mind. Think about what I did. What you intend to do. Is this moral? Is this right?
No. It's clear that you're trying to turn me against our leaders, and I shall die before I allow that to happen.
Blast. I'd hoped we'd be able to avoid this. Very well. Junior Arbiter Mayhall, I accuse you of slandering a senior arbiter and threatening violence against his person. I find you guilty on all counts. Prepare for absolution.
What? You went through the trouble to stay my hand, yet you still seek to judge me? Then you shall meet my judgment after all.
Disruptive.
Trouble about. My hammerhand itches. Troublemaker approaching!
That elevator over there goes to the Supreme Arbiter's old office. I hope the technicians have kept it in working order. I believe what we need is on that terminal. I'll see if I can find my way in. Did you hear that? I think something may have unlocked. I think this may unlock the terminal, but the toggle mechanism appears compromised. I shall hold it. You attempt to gain access to the machine. You must finish.
Consul Thoreau. Oh, I'm sure you're surprised. Even get my dead. Hold.
I cannot believe what I heard. I cannot. Yes,
There's a simpler.
What I'm proposing is eminently plausible. It's not...
Arbiter Rao, I finally got... My name is Junior Arbiter Mayhall, and I operate on Arbiter Mandate.
This is... Enough.
They're far from baseless. You stand accused. There's no discussion.
These accusations of yours are slander. If you believe false bravado shall save you from at Oculus, hear my sense of slaying her for sincerely trying to do what is right would be a farce of justice. I would not. But I know the reality of swaying an arbiter from their chosen path. It's likely this situation may devolve into violence regardless.
What is this insanity? I would never imagine an arbiter balking from their chosen course. I may not wish to judge him. I may not understand what has come over him. It is of no consequence.
He was simply doing his duty, just as you or I must every day. Killing him would have been wrong, even though attempting to arrest me was a criminal act.
That's even worse than I thought.
The Supreme Arbiter taught me to follow my own sense of justice. And I have. Use your mind. Think about...
No.
Blast. Junior
What
Invasive element!
Now, I think this may unlock... You must...
Even get my dead... Old...
I cannot believe what I heard. Actually,
There's a simple...
what I'm proposing is eminently plausible. Don't, Tristan... Wait.
Arbiter, my name is Junior Arbiter Mayhall, and
This is... enough.
They're far from baseless. You stand accused of abandoning your post, there's no
These accusations of yours are slander. If you believe false bravado shall save you from my wrath...
And understanding? Do you have any concept of protectorate law? There is no such thing as an understanding. I accuse someone of a crime. Then I grant them their punishment. They were guilty at the moment of accusation. Arbiter Rao is guilty. I may not wish to judge him. I may not understand what has come over him. It is of no consequence. His crimes against the Protectorate are all that matters. What Junior Arbiter isn't? He was one of the Supreme Arbiter's protégés. It was he who brought the traitorous Senior Warden of Pharaoh's Bastion to justice. It was the first I'd ever heard of evidence collection. When I heard that story, I knew, or thought, that Arbiter Rao had a true belief in justice. And that appeared logical. After all, he's meant to represent a shining example of what we all hope to become. Next, you'll imply that I have a keepsake with Arbiter Rao's portrait within, which I do not. This is a purely professional engagement.
Blast! I'd hoped we'd be able to avoid this. Very well. Junior Arbiter Mayhall.
What? You went through the trouble to
Troublemaker approaching.
Beg your patience. I'm not ready. Get the order in.
I'm the one you need to worry about. Hey, got a distraction for you.
You can't fight contentment.
Not getting any. Fire move.
That's that. I had hoped that altercation could be solved without bloodshed. Killing a fellow arbiter brings me no joy.
Killing's always a choice. Reckon you'll be living with this one for a long time.
This was an unusual situation. Yes, you're right. And she was wholly out of line. I can't allow circumstances to affect my will. All this excitement did not make me forget the confession on the Supreme Arbiter's terminal. I have to bring it to Virgil, Together, we can discover exactly what transpired. Have you lived all your life within the Protectorate? No. What do you know about what makes an Arbiter? I refuse to question the Supreme Arbiter, just as I refuse to cast every belief I hold dear into the mud. Push me no more. Virgil will know what to make of this. Together we'll figure out what to do. I'll message him when we return to the ship. Hopefully he shall respond. Quickly. Smells like paint and agitated dust. Renovations, I surmise.
Enemy about. I'm locked and stocked.
Once we find Virgil, he and I shall unravel what occurred with the Supreme Arbiter. Together, we shall have no trouble, I'm sure.